Hi guys, in another example of not understanding a frigging thing about your core policies, Donald Trump responded to a journalist's question about how he plans to react to a report that the EU will ban fruit from the US. Now, as you can imagine, Europe imports very little fruit from the States for obvious reasons, like producing its own and transport issues. According to data I could find, most imports to the EU from the US fruit-wise is in regards to dried fruit, like in snacks. France in the past had pressured the EU to impose restrictions on certain US imports, but it had refused, due to possible breaches within the WTO. However, the EU is now mulling the idea of banning certain fruits due to pesticide use. Have a listen to Trump's response to all of this.
Our EU, the European Union is talking about banning fruit imports from the US, kind of along the lines of the reciprocal.
Why is that? Why?
Why is that? You're getting your information from journalists? Aren't you supposed to be on top of all of this? Aren't you supposed to be the commander-in-chief when it comes to issuing tariffs and dealing with trade? And now he's getting information from journalists when they ask oh my goodness.
Reciprocal tariffs, they don't like the
That's all right. I don't mind. Let them do it. Let them do it. They're just hurting themselves if they do that. I can't imagine it, but it doesn't matter. We're having reciprocal tariffs. Whatever they charge, we charge.
Oh, okay, this doesn't make any sense to me. Donald Trump keeps saying that tariffs are a wonderful thing. The most beautiful word in the English language, tariff. And he says that it's going to make America rich. But obviously, if a tariff is a good thing and it makes America rich by imposing them, then surely it works the same way for other people. Surely it works the same way for the European Union. If they impose a massive tariff, they're going to make a huge amount of money. It's a wonderful thing. Or is it just a wonderful thing in Donald Trump's mind? It seems to be more likely the case. He obviously does not understand how tariffs work, but he wants to impose them everywhere. Now, it seems this was not about tariffs. This is, once again, he's getting his information from journalists. Isn't he supposed to be briefed on these things? Anyway, it's not about tariffs. It's about banning certain fruits coming in and certain other foods, but mainly fruits, I believe, coming in from the United States. And the way the European Union is doing it is saying, well, look, you don't meet our standards. You're using certain pesticides that we don't regard as acceptable, or they're banned in the European Union. And what we're going to do is we're going to ban these fruits. Now, it seems unusual that it's limited to just fruits because it's not a huge import. Unless it's going to be targeted as certain constituencies that could be embarrassing for Trump supporters or Trump supporting congressmen or senators. So they could take a bit of a hit. Because one thing is a tariff, another thing is a ban. So if the EU say, we're not going to take your fruit or certain vegetables or whatever, this would send a very clear message, a direct message to those senators from their farmers, because the farmers that they represent will be saying, hey, we can't sell our goods into the EU anymore. Get on the phone to Trump to do something about this. Because while voting for Trump has made a lot of them poorer, if they can't sell their goods into the EU, they're going to have to go looking for other markets, and that will take time. And it may not even be possible. Otherwise, they'll have to stop using these pesticides. But that will take time as well. So Donald Trump doesn't understand what he's doing, and the people who support him are now starting to feel the pain.
Simple. If a certain country like India, which is very high tariff, if they charge us X dollars, we charge them X dollars. It's all right. It's a fair thing to do. Even the media said it was fair.
What do you mean fair? It's fair. Once again, is a tariff a good thing or is it a bad thing? He keeps saying it's a good thing. So obviously it must be good for India as well. Whoever's imposing the tariff, it's good for them. Look, we know the reality of this. There are no winners in a trade war like this. There are no winners when you're imposing tariffs. Because what it does, it just drives up the cost of living for the people in that country. So in the US, the average person on the street is going to pay more. If India is imposing a tariff, the average person in India is going to pay more. So there are no winners here, only losers. And it's going to take some time to really feel the impact. But I believe when the American public do feel that impact, they will be pretty angry. And they'll hopefully be able to boot this guy out of office. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.